Hello, Kiannaa here, and today I thought I would share some of my cooking tips. Actually, I have the zucchini cooking on that burner, and now I'm going to start making, I call this God soup, because when I eat the soup, I swear it's got God in it. It's so delicious. It's so amazing. It has so many flavors. It's just like I eat it and I feel like, oh my gosh, God is blessing me with this soup. Now that might sound extreme, but that's how I feel about this soup. Now I'm gonna put the link because I did get the original quote unquote recipe from another woman who's a real chef, not like me, who's just looking for healthy foods. So this is my adaptation of her white bean soup. So a lot of chopping that goes into this. So this is one white onion and or golden onion. And I'm just gonna saute this for about 5 minutes. And of course, I'll put salt and pepper. So this will go in here. And I figure I'm not really a cook. But it's important to eat healthy. So if you want to be healthy, you've got to cook. So I have about 1 to 2 tablespoons of organic olive oil. I'm going to season this. I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to put just a little pinch of kosher salt in here. I will use this pretty much the whole time. And then pepper. I will pretty much salt and pepper as I go. So this will take about 5 minutes for the onions to be translucent. So the other thing is I like a little bit of a hearty soup, And so I use organic white beans, and these are the Great Northern ones. I also have 1 can of organic kidney, and I use 4 to 5 cans of soup, cans of beans, and then I rinse them. So I'm gonna pivot. So I put all the beans in a colander, and I think this colander is maybe 50 years old. Anyways, it was my mother's, and I rinse all my beans out, drain them of that stuff that they sit in, and then rinse them, and then when the time comes, I will put them all into the soup. Okay, so now that the onions and the garlic are pretty much done, I am going to put 1 tablespoon of organic thyme in there with the onions, and 1 tablespoon of oregano. Now this is again different than what she called for in her recipe, but this is my Kiannaa adaptation of my God soup. And then, because it takes a little bit longer to soften the carrots, I have the carrots and I put a yam in there or sweet potato, whichever you prefer. I mince the carrot because otherwise if you leave the carrot this size, this is the yam, all you taste is carrot. So I highly recommend you chop the carrot really good, but the sweet potato, it's good this size because the flavor's not overpowering. So I'm gonna put this in here. And then I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to add more kosher salt. Just a little And I'm gonna let it cook for about 5 minutes, maybe even 10, after I stir it, because I want to soften the carrots and the yams a little bit more than the other vegetables that are gonna go in there. So I'll let this cook a little bit, and then I'll be back. Okay, so the yam and or the sweet potato has been cooking and it's ready. And I put about a half a teaspoon in of ground pepper. And now I'm going to put in finely chopped zucchini and celery stick. Now, I put in about 2 finely chopped celery sticks in here. Not a ton of celery. And these will all just go in here and get cooked. And then guess what? More salt. So, I'm just gonna stir this a little bit. And you can see this pot is probably half filled with vegetables right now, which is so good for you, right? And just gonna take the beans and put them in there. They've been rinsed. And guess what? It gets stirred again, and then more salt. And then we just let it sit for a bit. I have one more thing that I like to put in here, and I'm gonna put the broths in here. I usually use organic vegetable broth, and usually low sodium. This is Trader Joe's brand. Doesn't matter, it's whatever you like. You can use chicken broth, you can use beef broth, you can use whatever you want. This is, for me, vegetable broth. Okay, so the soup is cooking. And you're looking at my zucchini dish, but the soup is right here. And the other thing that I like to put in mine is cabbage. So I use a Napa cabbage, and to me, it's just amazing in the dish. I just love it. So I just put about 5 leaves of the Napa cabbage in there. I'll stir it, put a little bit more salt, and then it's just gonna simmer until it's ready. And then I'll add spinach and it'll be done. Okay, so we are at the final step of the soup. So here you go. I just put the spinach in and I stirred it up. That's supposed to go in at the end. I chopped the spinach and I put the whole bag in. But if you're not big on spinach, you could just put in like a handful. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this soup. My God, soup, it's so good. So, so good. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.